Welcome back to another Birdie Productions production here at the Preserve Championship. This is my second round, and the conditions have definitely improved. The rain went away to come again probably for the final round. The wind is now down for round 2 as well, and it's not as cold, so definitely scoring conditions, wanting to kind of make a move here on moving day. So let's get right into it. This is going to be my putt here on hole 1. We kind of missed the first 2 shots, but I do have a look for birdie. Got about 27 feet maybe. I threw a nuke off the tee, was calm like I said, so was able to get a little more distance. And then a little upshot and a nice little left side putt. Not the most confident putt, but it did sneak in, so we'll take it. Hole 2, did not hit the tree like I did round 1, so I made the adjustment, but I just torqued over my zone, and that just kind of held on Annie, and then put me in kind of a weird spot over here. Was able to throw that zone again around the right side and give myself a look for a par to go 1 down through 2. So not a bad start. I mean, 2 is kind of a tricky hole, but hopefully for round 3 I can make the adjustment and actually get a birdie look. Hole 3, we've got the B position for today. So I went with forehand, pushing it up straight, got a little flip up out of it, trying to get close to the basket, got the little skip, scaled the chains a little bit too, so gave a little ace bid, hoping for it to just kind of sit down right next to the basket. But there was that drop off, looks like it got that roll away. Kind of a weird one here. I was like in the end of this log, so I ended up standing on top of the log for that putt. Felt really nice to get that one to go, so that was a nice solid putt. Went and roller again here on hole 4. Tried to turn a little bit more to get it to go right, and ended up pulling it a tiny bit, so kind of caught some of the trees. Had this forehand look though, which I snuck by that inside tree just wide enough, which I did need to kind of pull it tight in order to have a chance to go through the main gap. And got all the way to circle 1 somehow. So this is to go 3 through 4. So another fantastic start here for day 2, and then hoping to just kind of keep it pushing instead of falling off like I did round 1. Really wanted to hit this gap here. Went with passion, definitely made a nice little adjustment from the previous round. Caught some stuff on the right side a little bit, but still in a good spot to attack this green. Had this little turnover shot with my kind of stable Challenger SS. I like the shape a lot, didn't quite put enough power on it to get all the way to the basket, but I do have a nice look here from mid C2. Definitely one I want to get close and complete air ball. So that one doesn't feel good. I mean, I think of myself as a pretty solid circle 2 putter, and so to air ball is not a great feeling, but made the cleanup. So par on that hole, definitely not too bad. Hole 6, went with the Nebula again, and again just left it long. I mean, I made really good contact on this one, and kind of put myself in a tough position, a little bit deeper even than round 1. But I do have a sneaky little look here. I went extreme to try to get the fight back to the left and just did not get a skip. But I hit the gap, which was nice, and gave myself a look. This is a really nice putt to hit, especially to bounce back from the kind of airball putt I had on the last hole. So to make that one go in was a huge bonus. So less wind on the day, so I did end up going with nuke on this shot and just trying to get as much distance as possible, but still stay relatively safe with the oval stability and not really mess around with going right at all. Stayed in the fairway and had about 300 feet to the basket. Ended up just going nuke OS, spike houser over the top of this tree, and gave this basket a little bit of a scale too. Ended up really close to the basket. This might have been the shot of the day for me to get that one to stick super close, which I'm super happy about. Obviously tap in birdies are always welcome. On to hole 8, going with the same nuke OS, just a little bit lower line. Not much wind to speak of, so I was able to take just the stock route that I wanted to, and this one came out of my hand exactly how I wanted it to, so ending up with about a 2-foot tap-in putt on this one as well is good momentum for sure. Hold my bag hole too, so gotta get those picks in. Hole 9, we did have a little bit of a headwind, and I ended up throwing it like a little bit flatter than I wanted to, and then after this throw, we actually felt the wind pick up even more, so I think it hit some wind that I didn't quite feel. So I thought I'd be closer to 35 feet away instead of like 90 feet away. So up this hill, that putt played pretty long. I thought I gave it a good bid, just a little bit short, but thankfully didn't hit the basket and roll away or anything, so a tap in 3's not the worst. Went forehand again on this hole, and left it a little bit inside. Good enough to stay in bounds, I thought, but did get a little bit of a skip and a little bit of a roll. Not super confident, as you can see my reaction there. And you can see the disc right there did slip OB by about maybe 8 inches. And not what you're looking for. You really don't want to go OB on this course, and you can't really afford to get bogeys especially when Gannon's out shooting 16 down. So I wanted to make sure I didn't miss left on this shot, and yanked it a little bit more than I wanted to. Went with the Nebula on that shot. Left myself with this mid C2 putt. I liked my line, a little low, and a little bit more emotion than I should have on that shot. It's not that easy of a game, Ezzy, but went Nebula on this hole again, and just couldn't commit to the width. Soft and inside, thankfully far enough to get onto the inbounds and then catch the wall and not go OB. I got another look for birdie, and again low. So pretty frustrated with some of the slightly longer putts today, aside from the one that I did make. I have messed up on giving you guys an update through 9. So through 11 holes, I am feeling pretty good about my round, and I feel like I've slipped a few shots in these last few holes. I had a really good streak going. I think I was maybe 7 down through the front 9, 6 or 7 down through the front 9, and then these last couple holes just didn't go my way. Wasn't able to connect on the shots that I needed to. Had the OB, and looking to try to get a rhythm kind of going on the back stretch to close out a good round. So back here on hole 12. Had the angle and the aim on this shot, but just threw it into the ground, so didn't get a whole lot of distance. Had about 400 feet with a gap and a low ceiling and a high floor. Went wrapped our stand-up shot. Hit the gap perfectly, and I thought I was going to be quite a bit deep of this basket, but it somehow sat down. Gave me a nice little bullseye edge putt for the birdie, so nice to recover from the last 3 holes, which I was 1 over at. Went flippy Nebula, well, straight Nebula on this hole again, and kind of hugged the right side, but it had enough stability to stay left enough and give myself a nice short little putt into this one, which is all you want on this course, short putt for birdie. Hole 14, went forehand again, got a nice turn out of this one, which is kind of what I'm looking for. I do want to stay away from the right side, and the stand-up kind of gives me more distance as well. So this one got a lot of power on it. It seems like I'm gaining like 10 feet every single day with my pre-cock technique forehand. So this one's kind of skipped off the FPO pad. Went onyx on this shot, backhand. Since I was so far left, I had to kind of go backhand. And through what I thought was a pretty good shot, but this left side is super quick when you throw backhand. It kind of slopes towards this OB. It was lucky enough to actually hit these railroad ties, kick back in bounds, and stay safe. So I had this little Challenger SS up shot. Pretty short, definitely one you have to convert on, especially when everyone's shooting super hot. Had about 17 feet here, and the chain out from yesterday is definitely in my mind. So I took my time on this one, made sure my grip was right, and then was able to hit the center of the basket this time. So the chain out possibility was not as high. Went forehand again on 15. Got really good power at the center of the gap, a touch high, but it got a nice flip out of it. So again, the forehand's feeling really, really good for me this last couple weeks. Tried to go zone on this shot from about 300 feet and had a little bit of a slip. So that's, at least today, I have a reason to power yank it. Kind of unfortunate to get bad footing on that one, and then have to kind of concede a par when it should be an otherwise pretty easy birdie from that good of a tee shot. Going into hole 16, there was a little bit of wind picking up, but not enough to miss this shot too bad. Made the very costly mistake of missing this inside. Really the only miss you can't make is going left, because you do get that downhill slope and a bad skip. So I had about 45-ish feet up into this wind with the basket and another air ball. So this circle 2 putt I've got to get back. And on this hole, especially if I'm going to miss, I've got to miss right. So I still have a circle 1 putt. Hole 17, Challenger SS. Thought I threw it soft enough to definitely be safe, but it did catch that backside with the little downhill and slipped almost OB, but we do get the green flag, which is definitely nice. You definitely want to get this one as easy as it is. It is easy to mess up, and it's easy to go OB and get even a bogey, so you want to birdie it, but it's tricky enough as well. Had some headwind here on 18, but not enough to make me disc up to something stronger than a nuke, so I went stable, glow nuke on this shot and just tried to miss left. Got some good power behind it though, and actually ended up pushing my tee shot further than I thought was kind of possible for me. So I had to throw this super knife hyzer nuke from like 400 feet to try to go over those trees, which is really difficult with how close I was to them, and ended up almost going OB short. That was the world's biggest rubber duck. Pretty cool little addition to this course, kind of a fun little thing. But you can see my disc barely cleared the OB and was only in bounds by a couple feet, leaving me with a somewhat routine jump putt up to the basket and a tap in par to finish the day at 10 down which ended up being pretty solid for sure. I had that little middle stretch where I think I had 3 holes in a row where I was 1 over par overall, which you can't really have out here if you want to shoot the hot rounds, but it was enough to move me up about 5 spots. I think I'm in the top 10 now going into the final round here at the Preserve, and excited to battle it out tomorrow. I think we might have some rain. Haven't looked at the wind yet, but should be fun. Thanks again to Birdie Productions and to my brother for caddying for me the last 2 days. And hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let us know in the comments if you're excited for round 3.